Welcome back to the Cossy Arsenal channel. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. So Viktor Gyokeres is signing for Arsenal in a 5-year deal until 2030, where he's going to be earning £180,000 per week. That is a significant raise from the 40k pounds he was earning to the 180k he's going to be earning at the moment. Obviously, there is a lot of taxes involved. If you do the maths, probably he's going to be earning about 140 to 130k, but that is still a lot of money from the 40k, the pennies he was earning, to the mega contract he's signing at Arsenal. And there's some questions that I've got to put to you. Is he worth that money in terms of in terms of salary, in terms of payment? What are the Arsenal expectations of Gyokeres? Like, what exactly do we have to achieve to say that Gyokeres was a good signing and was a successful signing? Because before we signed him, everyone said Arsenal need a striker to win the Champions League, Arsenal need a striker to win the Premier League, Arsenal need a striker to win this and that. So, do we really have to win trophies in order to consider Gyokeres as a successful signing? And lastly, what are the factors he's got to work on that are gonna determine his make or break, especially in the Premier League? Things like availability, things like consistency, things like physicality, we are going to talk about in this video. Hit the like button from me, subscribe to the channel as well. We already know that Gyokeres is an Arsenal player, but the details of his contract are he's signing a 5-year deal until 2030, and he's going to be earning 180,000. Now, is that because he gave up some part of his salary? Possibly. I mean, this is a guy that told Arsenal, I want you to add 2 million of my money to your bid. In fact, if Arsenal were not given 2 more million from Gyokeres, this deal wouldn't happen, because eventually we paid 63.5 guaranteed, which is 73.5 total package. And the 3.5 of that money is coming from the player's agent relaxing his commission, and also Viktor Gyokeres saying, add 2 million of my money to this deal. And for me, that already makes him worth the £180,000 per week. And when I was writing this video, I said, he fought for the move. Like, yes, he's worth it. That money, he is worth it. He pushed the envelope. He pushed the bag from point A to point A. Maybe not from point A, maybe from point A it was Andre Bata interested, and maybe Mikel Arteta being convinced at point B. But from point B to where we are right now, it's been Gyokeres and Hassan Sentikaya. They've been trying to push the envelope. They've been trying to push them off. They've been trying to be as aggressive towards Sporting as possible, and very clear to Arsenal. We are not negotiating with another club. We are not listening to offers from another club, and we are not going to another club apart from you guys. And that's why Arsenal were relaxed in the negotiations. They're like, the player is not going anywhere. He's coming to Arsenal. Guys, agree to what we are giving you, or we're going to spend a whole summer here. So that's the first thing that makes me really fall in love with Viktor Gyokeres. He's worth the money just by the fact that he fought for the move. He wanted to be here, and he made sure that he is here. But also, in terms of the value of the player, you're getting a 27-year-old player, striker, one of the best in the world, in his prime. If we look at the prices of this ridiculously demonic inflated striker market, where Rasmus Højlund is 75 million, where Hugo Ekitike is 95 million, these are strikers that have barely scored a goal. These are strikers that have barely written their names in the stars. And they are going for ridiculous prices. So yes, Gyokeres is worth the 180k. He's going for cheap. That is 63.5 million, right? And then, you're getting a good player in his prime. The difference between Šeško and Gyokeres is mentality. And we have seen that mentality, right? Because Šeško knows, I got time. I can stay at Leipzig for 1 more year. Someone will come and pick me up. And that is true, right? But he also knows that if he comes to Arsenal and 1 year fails, he has above like 9 other years to make it work. With Gyokeres, you either hit the ground running, right? Or your career is actually flopping. And that's, I kind of understand why there is a bit of longevity to talents these days. I'm not really a football psychologist. I don't want to name myself titles that I'm not. But when you're 27, 28, there is a lot of clarity. You want to settle down. You want to focus on your career. You want to make sure that you have a family by 35, or you have a family by 40, and everything is okay. I think that's what Gyokeres is going to try to do. He's going to try to fight for his career from now on till 30, 31, 32. And we've seen that mentality. He's in his prime years, but the mentality of this guy to go, I want to go to the Premier League. I want to get that 180K, improve my life. I want to make a difference. And this is a player that wants to make a difference, and he will make a difference. So for me, yes, 180K, again, is worth it. And then there is this ceiling raiser effect, level raiser effect, game changer effect that people really are excited about. Now, with a player like Benjamin Sesko, here was the problem. Sesko is a good talent, phenomenal. And the data teams are saying 5 years, 3 years, this guy has got every ingredient to become world beaters. Nice. Okay. If you sign Sesko today, game changer? No. Ceiling raiser? No. No. Does he add something that Arsenal didn't have? A box presence? Yes. But Gyokeres, though, is a game changer. Gyokeres, though, is a box presence that is also a level raiser. If you think about Viktor Gyokeres, you're terrified as a defender. Like, Arsenal are going against you with Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, Rice, and Gyokeres. That is, like, think about the change that is going to come to teams and their defenses. They are used to an Arsenal team with Havertz, Nketiah, Jesus, Merino, and now they've got a fox in the box. They've got a guy that doesn't stop running. They've got a guy that they might not be able to keep up with. They've got a guy that won't rest until he scores. They've got a guy that is clinical. They've got to deal with all that, right, in one game. And don't forget, as you deal with that, there is Martinelli, there is Saka, there is Odegaard, there is Rice, who are box crushing. So yes, he's a ceiling raiser, and at 180,000 per week, I am content. My heart is content. Do we really have to look at trophies to call him a winner, to call his signing a success? Yes, because that is the kind of signing everyone has said. If you get it at Arsenal and you get a real number 9, you win trophies. So yes, I'm sorry, Gyokeres, even if he scores 30 goals and Arsenal don't win, there won't be a difference. We must go over the line. Does he have to get us over the line sole-handedly? No. But is he going to contribute much to Arsenal getting over the line? Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, think about it. Think about it in this way. Viktor Gyokeres could score the last-minute winner that allows Arsenal to lift the Premier League since 2004. You get the point? So, yes, I think for me, in terms of trophies, I expect Arsenal to win trophies with Gyokeres now in the team. And this is my expectation, right, in the next 5 years, during the first duration of his contract. 2 Premier League titles. I don't know if that is unfair. 1 UCL title, that's Champions League. 2 FA Cups. 1 Carabao Cup. And 1 Club World Cup. Those are my expectations. When you get a striker and you're a very creative team and you have these players in their prime, all of them in their prime, in the next 5 years, Arsenal should have 2 UCLs, I've just got it with 1 even, 2 FA Cups, 2 Premier Leagues, and 1 Carabao and 1 Club World Cup. Because we've got enough depth to take us in the Carabao Cup at least until we win it in the next 5 years. We've got enough depth to deal with the FA Cup, and it's now a very important competition. And we've got enough for us to win the Premier League even next campaign. Now, do we have to win it next campaign? No, we don't. But I would love us to, but no, we don't. If Mikel doesn't win it, he comes maybe 3rd and is like 5 points behind first, I'm okay with that. Have I softened my stance? Yes. Because I know not every signing is gonna work out, all right. Some might work out, some might not. But as long as the team is willing to show me ambition and show me that they are willing to try, I'm willing to be patient and I'm willing to back them. It's different backing a team that is like, what? Benzema? Wait, isn't that Peter Cech? We want a striker. Isn't that Peter Cech? First bring Peter Cech. And we're like, okay, are we getting a striker? Isn't Peter Cech a striker? No, he's not a striker. I am not backing such a team. But a team that wants a number 9 and they get Gyokeres, a team that wants a number 6 and they get Zubimendi, a team that really shows me they're trying, I'm willing to back them, even at times when they're not winning. Now, what does Viktor Gyokeres really have to do and focus on in order to be a phenomenal signing and succeed in the Premier League? One, he's got to improve his first touch. He takes too many touches, like in trying to control the ball. You don't have that time in the Premier League. Sorry. You don't have that time in the Premier League. In the Premier League, look at Isak. Look at Salah. Look at Saka. Your first touch is your God. If he cannot control his first touch, if he cannot do well with his first touch, I'm telling you right now, he will fail. Right? He will fail. But if he dares, and I'm saying this, if he dares work on his first touch, if he dares learn how to quickly bring the ball into his control and turn, pray for Crystal Palace, pray for Newcastle, pray for Brighton, pray for Sheffield, pray for Sunderland, pray for Burnley, pray for all these ramshackle clubs with ramshackle defenses. Pray for them. Because this is a guy, once he controls it and turns, you will find him returning from celebration. That's number one. Number two, he's got to improve his header ability. And I don't really want to say, because we had players like Aguero, didn't really need heading ability. But for me, for a team like Arsenal that is built like that, for a team that is set up to make you succeed in the air, you've got to improve your aerial ability. It's like me getting a job and I'm very, very good at verbal communication, but I'm shit at written communication, right? And then I get a job that is willing to improve my written communication skills. Absolutely, it's an opportunity I'm gonna take. It's an addition that improves my CV, doesn't hurt me at all. So he's coming into Arsenal and his heading ability is bad. Can he succeed without his heading ability? Yes, of course he can. But why not improve it and make sure that you've got... There was that game against Liverpool. And I was looking at him trying to hit the ball, like from close range distance, heading the ball into the back of the net. And I'm like, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. And I love him. But I was like, you can't do that. Look at... Rest in peace. Look at Jota. Jota was not the tallest out there, but Jota's heading ability. Jesus Christ. There was a time when Jota came between two Arsenal players. Was it like Mustafi and some about David Luiz? I don't know. About Socrates and... I think it was Mustafi and Socrates, I think. And Jota is in between them, right? So the ball is prosting. And Jota had this ability to understand the flight of the ball and just know where it's going to land. And boom! I'm like, how is the shortest guy between you two? How has he won the header? I think Gyokeres needs to learn that. And then for me, he's got to be clinical. Now, he is clinical. But one of the things that's why Liverpool are selling Darwin Núñez, his positioning is alright. His timing is right. His clinical rates are bad. So be clinical. He's got to utilize his pace. It's a weapon that is gonna really, really break defenses. We've seen it with Bremboma. We've seen it with We've seen it with Aventoni. We've seen it with Alexander Isak. If you have pace in the Premier League, you can actually cause big, brutal bruises to defenses. He's got to learn to maneuver into small spaces. He's going to learn how to work in small spaces, in tight spaces, because when you're an Arsenal player, Arsenal are not a counter-attacking team always. And then there are two things that I want us to talk about, and they're very serious if he's going to succeed. One, availability. Two, consistency, which takes availability and more. So availability, you've got to be available. You've got to be available. Gabriel Jesus, maybe he would have been a success, but he's never available. And the brutal part about availability is what happened with Takehiro Tomiyasu. Arsenal said, we love you, you love us. It's nothing to do. So he's got to be available. And then consistency is, don't score for me 5 goals in 5 games and go 10 games where I go. You'd rather score 6 goals in 10 games, but at least 1 goal every single 2 days, every single 2 games. Okay, so he's got to be consistent, because inconsistency kills strikers in the Premier League.